Americans refuse to buy EVs. Why? Why are Americans so hesitant to buy electric cars when they are becoming more popular around the world? In this movie, we look into the strange reasons why people are resisting. Are buyers not interested because they're worried about the range, cost, and charging infrastructure? Come with us as we look into the technological, economic, and cultural reasons that are causing this trend. Watch this space to learn why American customers still don't love EVs. Analysts have been predicting for the past few years that Americans will embrace electric vehicles with great enthusiasm and speed as the way of the future for transportation. Although the market for EVs is growing, it seems that the U.S. revolution in electric vehicles is moving much more slowly than some analysts and automakers have predicted. In the U.S., EV sales have increased since 2016. In 2017, there were around 65,000 EVs sold, and by 2022, there were over 800,000 EVs. Following the growing trend, EV sales increased 51% in the first half of 2023, according to data from auto analytics company Motor Intelligence. Still, those gains represent a decline from the 71% growth in the same period previous year. In addition, Tesla, the market leader with over half of all EV sales, recently revealed its lowest quarterly profitability in the previous 2 years, which caused a $138 billion decline in the value of the company's shares. Based on these signs, a few U.S. automakers are making new business decisions. General Motors is moving away from its mid-2024 production target of 400,000 EVs. 2 years ago, the company said that it will phase out internal combustion engines by 2035. Plans to collaborate with Honda to develop a range of more reasonably priced EVs have also been canceled. Executives at Ford said they don't currently require the production capacity to fulfill demand. Thus, they are postponing billions of dollars in EV investment. According to Elizabeth Creer, Vice President of Electric Vehicle Practice at consumer research firm J.D. Power, it's not that Americans don't want to purchase EVs. We survey over 2,000 new vehicle shoppers to gauge their interest in EVs every single month, she explains. In October, a record-breaking 29.2% of prospective buyers of new cars said they would be very inclined to choose a fully electric vehicle. Thus, nearly 1 in 3 prospective buyers of new cars are extremely likely to give an electric vehicle some thought. However, a few fundamental issues have hindered U.S. drivers' acceptance of EVs. These issues must be resolved before the country's uptake of EVs can soar as predicted. The problem of affordability. The primary barrier among these is the cost of living. EVs continue to be significantly more expensive than their combustion counterparts despite declining costs and the U.S. introducing tax benefits. The cost is too high for the typical American automobile buyer, as loan rates are at a 2-decade high. Ashley Nunes, a senior research associate at Harvard Law School, states, "We looked at 13 years' worth of electric vehicle prices in the U.S., and in inflation-adjusted dollars, the average price of an EV is going up, not down. This is quite troublesome since it's not difficult for the average consumer to decide which choice to choose when they see the price difference between an EV and a gasoline-powered car, which can range from $15,000 to $20,000, depending on the day. Government initiatives aim to lower costs by providing EV buyers with incentives. A $7,500 federal subsidy is available to help with the purchase price, and a number of states also provide an additional credit ranging from $1,000 to $7,500. Creer notes that 5 of the top 10 adoption states have state incentives, suggesting that these additional incentives may play a decisive role in determining whether or not customers would make the purchase. However, Nunes claims that even the incentives are insufficient to make a significant impact on a large scale, and they are not yet implemented everywhere. In the end, they are still unable to lower the cost of an EV to that of a car running on gasoline or make it affordable for the typical user. In 2022, the average cost of an electric automobile was more than $60,000, and the median income for a family of 4 is over $70,000. Thus, consider that almost exactly equal to what you're earning this year, he advises. He continues, the majority of electric cars are currently purchased by upper-income individuals due to this prohibitive pricing. 4 of the top 10 electric vehicles sold in 2023 were produced by Tesla, with base prices ranging from $35,000 for the Model Y to $101,000 for the Model X, according to market research firm Hedges & Company. The average Tesla owner made approximately £150,000 per year in 2022. Why SUVs are a climatic problem and how they came to dominate the globe. Also, the expense of an electric automobile doesn't stop at the dealership, unlike gasoline-powered vehicles which require upkeep and gasoline. EV registration costs are higher in some states. Some have more expensive repairs and demand that their owners pay recurring membership fees for services. Furthermore, fueling an EV with one's own source of power isn't always less expensive due to the variable cost of electricity. It's difficult to charge. According to Nunes, many regular Americans have an additional obstacle to charging their EVs than the cost of installing a home charger: a lack of space for those chargers. It might make sense if you could recharge that vehicle in the driveway of your house while you're asleep, according to him. The problem is that many Americans don't even have driveways. According to Creer of JD Power, 1 in 3 shoppers don't have access to home charging. Nunes states that it's still much easier to refuel your vehicle with gasoline than with electrons at this stage, even taking into account the commute to a fossil fuel station. It will take you at most 6 or 7 minutes to fill up your car with gas if you pull up to a station with an empty tank. You'll need hours to fully charge an electric vehicle EV to its maximum capacity, and ordinary Americans just don't have that type of time. Experts concur that the establishment of a strong public charging station infrastructure is essential to the widespread adoption of EVs. However, the development of that infrastructure is slow. There aren't many stations, especially in underprivileged and minority areas. When they do occur, they are frequently untrustworthy. You will need hours to fully charge an EV to its maximum capacity, and ordinary Americans just don't have that type of time. 1 out of every 5 public charging attempts is a failure, Creer states. According to research conducted in 2022 by the University of California, Berkeley, unresponsive or unavailable screens, payment system failures, charge initiation failures, network failures, or broken connectors were the reasons why 25% of public chargers in the San Francisco Bay Area were unusable in Western Australia. According to Creer, these problems cause the public to lose faith in lawmakers and manufacturers' ability to build a fully functional infrastructure in the near future, which can eventually erode consumers' confidence that an EV is the right solution for them. This is because the number of EVs on the road is outpacing the installation of chargers. An addition, not a substitute. According to Nunes, early adopters, people for whom an EV was a simple sell, led the surges in EV sales in recent years. Nowadays, the majority of those who would like to purchase an EV already do. He feels that middle-class Americans should be the next purchasing target category, but businesses haven't been able to get them interested in entering the market. Furthermore, not all buyers of EVs are completely swapping out their gasoline-powered cars with EVs. Rather than switching entirely to electric vehicles, individuals frequently add more vehicles to their personal fleets. There's very strong evidence that shows most of the individuals who buy electric cars also own an internal combustion engine-powered vehicle, Nunes asserts. They are not switching to electric vehicles from their gas-powered vehicles. Most electric vehicles are bought as complements, not as replacements, according to economists. They're merely increasing the overall quantity of automobiles they have on hand. According to Creer, part of the problem is that consumers searching for a replacement might not be able to locate an EV that meets their needs. People frequently tell me things like, "I can't buy an EV until a large SUV is available. I have 4 kids to pick up and carpool. All portions must have availability, which there isn't at the moment." Alamy, the future of EV production is still seen by automakers and factory workers alike. The future of EV production is still seen by automakers and factory workers alike. According to her, coverage is roughly 40%, which means that 60% of buyers searching for an EV model similar to their desired gasoline-powered vehicle won't find one. The positive perspective. Even though there are now very few electric vehicles, EVs, on the road, according to Creer, we do anticipate that share more than doubling from 9% to 19% over the course of the next several years. She thinks that a lot of the issues that are presently hindering adoption will probably go away, increasing market share. For instance, Creer notes that as a variety of new models are produced, including electric cars and SUVs, many people will progressively find an electric vehicle that can properly replace a petrol-powered model in the coming years. According to our projections, 75% of the market's scope will be covered by 2026, so 3 out of 4 new vehicle shoppers will have a viable substitute to an internal combustion engine. Additionally, there's a push to guarantee that drivers of electric vehicles have access to a dependable network of public charging stations. The Biden administration has vowed to construct a convenient, reliable, and user-friendly national network of 500,000 EV chargers by 2030. Biden's proposed public charging stations will work with all EVs, even Teslas, which have special chargers of their own. When combined, these 2 strategies may lower costs and facilitate the widespread move away from combustion engine cars, which experts have long anticipated and which automakers had staked their claim on. For the time being, workers and automakers alike continue to hold a strong belief that electric vehicles are the way of the future for the industry, despite the fact that automakers may have overstated the rate at which Americans would embrace EVs. The United Auto Workers made EV technology a fundamental position in their strike against U.S. automakers GM, Ford, and Stellantis earlier this year. As the mass switch to EV batteries and car components accelerates, workers constructing combustion engines and transmissions today will continue to get top union wages, according to recent provisional agreements reached with corporations. In spite of these obstacles or the less rapid than expected rate of significant change, Creer maintains that the EV revolution is still ongoing. Retail share is growing, consumer interest is growing, availability is growing, she claims. We do observe a decline in prices. Initiatives for infrastructure are evidently underway. The news is indicating that more automakers are wishing to join that conversation. Although there is a lot of initiative, it will take some time for consumer confidence to catch up. However, she anticipates that we'll continue to see tremendous progress during the ensuing years. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update.